Yeah, so hi, my name is Ashwin, and my project alongside many others was the smart mirror. So I wanted to code my smart mirror completely from scratch because I have some software. I had some software experience before I came into Bluestamp, so I'd also decided to make it from scratch. I use React as the framework and JavaScript for the language that I created in. And interesting enough, because today's the first, it's actually been a month total since I've learned JavaScript. So I went into Bluestamp with only about a week of experience. So with that, I chose the Smart Mirror project only because I found out that I have a lot of problem with organization. So I thought I could use it to help me fix that problem. So with that, I'm gonna kind of show a demo. So hold on. Okay. So as you can see here, this is my this is kind of what I call my lock page. So my Smart Mirror has multiple pages, and I designed all of them myself. And I had to learn a huge problem that I had was styling. So I had not known enough about computer science styling. So I had to learn a whole new part of it, which is called Flexbox. So within my lock screen, I have a couple components, including the current date, which updates every day, and the current time, which updates every second. So as you can see, my time updates every second, and it's accurate as well. So because I also wanted to I never wanted to touch my mirror after I mounted it. So in order to do that, I ran into a problem because I couldn't communicate with my mirror remotely. So in order to do that, I had to create another app to basically talk to my smart mirror from my computer. So this is kind of an app which I hosted on Heroku, and it has different things. So if you go to the navigation section, it has 4 buttons to split between the 4 screens. So right now you can see the lock screen. If I go over here, you can see 1, 2, and clear. So if you go to 1, it updates in real time to go to page 1 like that. So right here, I have the other components. So I have the time was the same as the home screen, but I used a library called Moment JavaScript to code all that. I have a greetings part, which basically tells me a new message every day. So yesterday was welcome Ashwin, today is greetings Ashwin, and tomorrow will be something along those lines. In addition, I added a to-do list, which I coded completely by myself. It connects to this app's to-do right here. So as you can see, it's the same exact things. And if I update it by saying hello world or something like that, it not only updates in real time, but updates on the smart mirror as well. So, and I can also edit and cancel things once I'm done with it. So yeah. Moving to my second page, I worked with a lot of APIs. So as Sydney said, an API is something that connects to another part of the internet and pulls data. So I had 2 APIs on this. There's a weather one and a daily quote one. So the weather one shows what the weather is like outside in my current area. And so it has a brief description, like an icon, the humidity levels, and the current wind speed that's outside. And the daily quote shows a new quote on every time I go to page 2. So a huge problem I had with this was that I ran into many, many errors and had really no clue how to solve them. So in order to do that, I had to do a lot of research and learn about something called backends, where I had to not only learn a new framework called Express, but also had to learn about that side of computer science, as I'm only familiar with the React or client side. My final page is a clear page. So because I want my mirror to function like a real mirror, I also want to, you have to be able to look at yourself. So I created just a clear page, which basically just clears everything, and you can see that. So the way I actually talk to my smart mirror, the app that I created, was using something called Firebase, which is kind of a database that's made by Google, which allows me to talk remotely between 2 things. So despite having software experience, I really came into Bluestamp kind of just tinkering around, and I definitely found a place where I can geek out alongside other people, and it was really fun to learn new things. And I really hope Bluestamp really helped me develop a deeper passion for computer science, and I hope to pursue that in the future. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know, or you can even check out my portfolio on my GitHub, which talks about my entire project. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Ashwin?
Is there a limit, if any, to what you can access using the smart mirror?
As long as there's an API, you can just connect to it. And if there's an API that exists, or you can even make your own. In the process, I actually ended up technically making an API to connect to another API. That sounds kind of silly, but that's basically what I did. So no, I don't believe that there's any limitations. I just had to find out what exactly I wanted to keep on it. So yeah.
what page do you think is going to stay mostly on your mirror? Like which page do you think?
Well, definitely if I'm looking at it, the to-do page I found, I really like the to-do thing because I completely made it from scratch as well. And it's basically all my own code, which I really like because I actually made it look nice. And so definitely the first page.
All right. Delphine, you have a question?
Yeah, it sounds like you use like a lot of different technologies, just like rapid fire. Do you want to list them all? It sounds like from like React to like using like Firebase as like a database. List all the crazy things you did. I think you're muted right now.
Sorry. So I use React for the framework, and that's all in JavaScript. I use Node for the backend part, and that includes another framework called Express. I use Firebase for a serverless for my serverless database, and then I use like what's called the Open Weather API. And then it's called Zen Quotes API, and both of them either display the quotes and the weather. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Super impressive.
Thanks.
Which side of the application was your favorite to work on?
Definitely the front. Definitely the front end because I have much more experience in that, and it flowed much nicer, and I didn't have to have errors. And I also did like a lot more coding on the front end than the back end, so I definitely like that better.
All right, awesome. Anyone else have any more questions for Ashwin? No, all right. Let's give a nice round of applause for Ashwin, rounding off our smart mirror section of our presentations.